is. So looks like the show will start without him. I'm Thomas Miller, Coach Tom, metamorphosizing before your eyes into Dr. Tom Having. But that's a ways down the road. I just finished my thesis, finished my master's in metaphysics, and now on my way to getting my doctorate. Part of that's just so I feel really good about talking about the content I talk about. And part of it's because I still suffer from a disease known as insecurity. And I think that that title will give me some more credibility. All right. What Josh and I were going to talk about, I'm still going to talk about. It's about getting let go. Now, maybe you can relate. Maybe you were let go in a relationship. Maybe you were let go or fired from a job. Maybe you were let go from something that you were holding on to that was either bringing you financial support, emotional support, physical support. Maybe you got evicted from your house. Whenever you get rejected, fired, or let go because you can't pay the bills or because of lack of performance, doesn't feel really great. Maybe later it does, but at the time, not so great. So I am on my way to having a robust business of helping people align with their energy that you don't see, the metaphysical energy, to help cure physical problems such as obesity and disease, as well as mental health issues like depression, anxiety, addiction, and relationship, wealth, across the board. It's all energy. And so I love it. That's why I make content like this. But to pay the bills and really to grow as a person, I have worked at a sales job for the last 9 months, 10 months, and I am contracted to work until the end of the year. However, the last 2 months, my sales production has decreased dramatically. I mean, dramatically, horribly, to the point where, man, my very, just my boss, also my friend, who I really, really respect. Hold on one sec. This is Josh now. Dude, I'm on the stream now. All right, that was Josh. He's getting on the stream now. Oh boy. So she had a tough conversation with me, and that tough conversation was she said it really respectfully and kindly, and but I knew it was coming. All right, one sec. Josh is joining us after all. It looks like he might be driving. I don't know. Yeah, he's driving. I think Josh forgot about this. All right.
I
I'll be
just
back.
got off the lake. I'm sorry. We've been on the boat.
Well, 100 push-ups.
Yeah. So, how's everybody doing?
It's just me and you, Josh.
It's just us. Okay, cool. Sorry, bro. Thought we'd be here. It took us a little bit longer to fill the boat back up before we parked it, and yeah, yep.
Well, what's going on in your world, man?
Um,
Besides the boat and looking good with your sun-kissed face.
yep, yep. We're in Branson, Missouri this week.
You don't live in Missouri.
No, no, I'm vacation again.
Ah, vacation with Ashley?
Yep, yep, yep. We're here. Let's see. See the marina?
I do.
Yeah, yeah, yep. So I like to travel. Sorry I'm late. I apologize. I thought I was gonna be able to make it a little quicker. But you said you wanted to talk about something specific last week. What
I
was that?
was talking about it now,
Okay.
right before you got on. I was just going to go ahead and go on a little rant because I had it in my mind to talk about it. And there was something last week that came up too that was more along the lines of the metaphysical energy systems that guide the world.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about a talk I had on Tuesday with my boss, my sales supervisor, that I knew was coming if something didn't change, and it came, and it wasn't a fun time. It was definitely, but not a surprise, because when your sales conversions or as low as mine have been over the last 2 months, she's like, "What's going on? Like, what changed in your life? Why were you doing so well and now like so badly? Like you're not closing anyone." And she's literally kind of right. Like one person this month, 5 last month, 6 maybe. It's been atrocious. Close percentage below, like in the low 10, like 10, 11, 12%. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious. And even though we've been friends for over 20 years and she knows I have the ability, she had no choice but to get on the call with me and say, "Hey, we have a really frank conversation about what's going on. Like, I can't run a successful business with my only and top closer not closing anybody." so, so yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She asked me
So
what I wanted to do.
what'd you say?
So I want to finish what I started.
Hell yeah.
I
Good.
want to get
For
to
you.
the point where I'm closing 20 people a month, because I have grown in this role instead of shrunk from this role. And I'll tell you, I have a lifetime history of when shit like this happens and everything's not going great. I just run the other direction and I go all in my business, or I'll get another sales job to pay the bills. Um, like I will run from it because I don't want, you don't appreciate me? Fine, I'll show you. I'll go. But really, if I look at it differently, this job's paid all my bills, got me out of debt, helped me a lot. I mean, it helps pay for the software you're using to stream this. I mean, it's done a lot. And I frankly was going into it like, she's lucky to have me because I'm such a good closer. And, good closers are hard to find, and had an epic couple months. And then suddenly, yeah. So deciding, that's always the first, any solution, the first way out is to get some clarity and decide.
Yeah. And I think you made a good decision. You made the hard, because I'm just like you. I'm the first one to bug out. Like, you don't like me. I was looking for a job when I found this one. I can go find another one. So we grow in the struggle, right?
100%. I think the only time we grow is through interaction with another person, through expressing ourselves, which usually requires a risk, or getting through struggles.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
just like going to the gym, you got to keep picking up a heavier weight.
Speaking of which, how you doing at the gym? How you doing with your fitness? How you doing with your overall physical well-being?
Well, as far as losing weight, I'm doing a little better because I'm more active. And I don't know what the weight is, but I can put on pairs of shorts and pants that I couldn't wear before. So,
Do you feel better?
Yeah. I'm feeling good.
Releasing body fat and reclaiming your vitality.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And I'm more active, but I'm also watching and being conscious of what I am putting into my body. Like instead of a bag of chips, cut open a fucking avocado and things like that. Or no, I don't have to eat 3 times a day just because it's time to eat. So I am being conscious of it, and I have been since we talked. No, I haven't been to the gym yet, but I'm trying to drink water and just living a life that is beneficial for what I want.
Deciding you're going to release body fat and be healthier, that's the first step. And then the rest aligns as long as you stick with that decision and also that version of yourself. It's like becoming aligned energetically, mentally with the person that we decide to show up as. That's number one. That's more important than any workout or any diet or anything, because you intuitively start having the avocado instead of the bag of chips, even though they have the same amount of calories. Much better with an apple.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Much
Yeah.
better with an apple. But you
Yeah.
know, if you honestly, with the human body, it's pretty crazy. If you believe that avocado is going to make you lose body fat, inevitably and eventually it will.
Yeah. 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 So I agree. You know, things are going pretty good on my end, and we're growing, and we're moving forward. And man, I love our conversations once a week, and I think just by us doing this, we're growing within each other. Even though we're not making any money, we don't have any streamers on here with us live this week.
You know, last week we had at least one person. This week we have no one.
Right?
Mother fudgers.
It'd be all right. You know, we're getting to have this conversation, and we're growing every time.
Every interaction, if it's authentic, facilitates growth. And I know how important it was to you because, man, you almost didn't show up. I had to text you late, and I started without you. I was like, yeah, this is like vital to this guy. He's really like, dude, I'm on vacation. I went to the lake. I said, okay.
Yeah. You know, we've been on the lake for 10 hours for a week. Yeah.
One thing I never subscribe to, I definitely don't project it to others, but I catch myself in it sometimes, which is not a high frequency vibration or energy. It's guilt, man. Guilt sucks. Like excuses and alibis they don't matter. Giving someone else guilt because they pissed me off a bit doesn't matter. If they piss me off, that's my deal. And nothing to do with them. And so it's always going to be.
I was going to have guilt if I missed it, and then I didn't tell you, 3 hours before. Like, oh, we were on the lake having fun. My guilt would have been I wasted your time.
Oh, and we would not have done this again for a while, probably. I would have been like, dude.
I'm sorry it was a few minutes late. It took longer to fuel the boat back up for our
No worries. I don't think it's going to help our viewership.
Probably not.
But the fact that we're showing up is what just keeps going. That's what it is. Showing up. And that's how I'm going to not only get back to where I was as a closer, but exceed that. It's going to be by showing up and expanding more and humbling myself, like shrinking the ego self, where I feel like just because I've had a long streak of success, lots of sales experience, I should be able to do this in my sleep, that not assuming anything's automatic or expecting someone to appreciate me when I stopped appreciating the very fact that I have the opportunity. And I know what it is, dude. If you were to ask me, why do you think, which is what everyone asked me, what happened? What's different? I feel like I'm going to pretend you asked me that. What's different? I think the main thing is a intense increase in my consciousness awareness, leading to an increase in my overall unconscious empathy. Meaning I know when someone's feeling shitty or bad. And if they start feeling shitty or bad on that call, I'm
You're
letting
not pushing them.
Not right? At all. Not at all.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I don't know. And then like intuitively, then you're saying, well, I don't want you to do something that you don't feel comfortable with. And a good closer actually has to push somebody past the point of not feeling good.
That's the whole point of a closer. That's the only thing. A closer doesn't get paid to read the script or tell what it is. I mean, maybe a little discovery. The closer gets them to. A closer is a trusted guide that gets them to the decision, guides them to the decision, helps them make a decision. The best answer is yes. Second best is no. The worst answer is I want to think about it or I don't know.
Yeah.
And guess what I got?
You're getting more into this consciousness thing. You're starting to feel bad because that's going to fuck up your consciousness.
I wasn't even aware of it until I started watching my calls and seeing, why am I right there? Why am I just letting it end right there? Why am I asking them, hey, can I give you a reframe? And giving them a reframe and giving them a different point of view and just respectfully doing that. And it's because it felt like they were already really uncomfortable and I didn't want to make them more uncomfortable. And that's how I made my living doing high ticket sales every time I've ever done them, is being okay with the discomfort, knowing it's for a good cause.
Yeah. So I can tell you something. I am in another location in the country, touristy, right? And we've been here multiple times. And for the middle of summer, it is very, very slow. It's like a ghost town. And it's a ghost town.
Wait, speaking of ghost town, your reception right now is doggy doo doo. It's like you're in and out, your voice is really choppy, and it's probably just the part you're traveling through right now, but just giving you a heads up. So if I'm like, that means you need to repeat what you said.
Okay, yeah, totally. So I'm in one of the most populated tourist destinations in the country, and it is very, very slow. Like we've never seen. We've been here every year for 10 years, and it's the slowest we've ever seen it. So
we have high
different in the economy. People aren't going on vacation. They're not going on vacation. They're not buying gyms. It's going to be harder to.
At least not going to Missouri for vacation, dude.
It's one of the most traveled. There's more hotel rooms here than there is in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Things I would not have known had I not talked to you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Branson, Missouri is where we're at. You can look it up. So, and there's more hotel rooms here than Vegas.
Yeah, dude. There's definitely a trend of people not spending money on things they don't have to.
Exactly. So it is going to be tougher. If you're not willing to take your family on vacation, not willing to buy a gym. It's going to be harder. Or buy the gym so you can take your family on vacation.
Yeah, most gyms I talk to, they're struggling financially. But there's still gyms that are killing it financially.
100%. Where we live in our town, it's killing it. Yeah. It's totally different.
What do you mean by killing it?
I see it. There's new houses, there's new construction, there's new businesses opening up every day. I mean, our economy is just booming. But now we come here on vacation for the week, and we can see like what's going on. This is something different.
Well,
yeah.
I would like to run you through the straight A NEAT framework for changing that for anybody who is struggling financially. I posted this in the school group today, in fact. A, know what your aspiration is. Know what you want. Know your decision. Like, create it. And if it's to become wealthy, if it's to become more wealthy, if it's to open a gym, if it's to go on vacation, if it's to lose the belly fat, if it's to have a great relationship, A is aspiration. Now, 2 is the important part, assumption. Assuming the identity of that person, assuming the feeling of having, the feeling of that aspiration being true, assuming that's why I call abundancing, like dancing through abundance, like dancing as if you have everything you want already, but assuming the wish fulfilled, assuming that what you desire is already happening because you are the type of person who has that, who makes that happen. 3, awareness. Awareness is the word for God, for Holy Spirit, for consciousness. It is the magical word. In fact, the awareness can be number 1 through 7. Awareness, awareness, awareness. I'm the awareness who is observing my physical experience, who's observing. I am awareness, not the, but awareness, because you and I, we're fishing from the same awareness pool. All of us. I'm awareness, observing my good, growing better every day in every way. I took the end of your line.
Yeah, 100%.
You shift to the observer, observing the awareness, which awareness is not physical. It's like the non-physical energy that we have access to. And through the observer effect in quantum mechanics, when you're observing something with a conscious sentient being, you have an impact on it. That's how we turn waves into particles. We have an impact on it when we observe that we have consciousness, and we do because we're humans. It's our gift. So awareness is huge. Alignment's next. Aligning your thoughts, your beliefs, your words, your actions with what you want, what you desire. And then comes aligned action. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Manifestation, silent manifestation without doing anything is a bunch of BS. There's no such thing. There always requires action, but aligned, inspired action. Like you intuitively know what to do and you intuitively love doing it, and it feels like you're bending time because it's aligned with your purpose. And your purpose is whatever you're doing at this moment, by the way, especially if it's aligned with your aspiration, what you want. And then attention. Paying attention, investing attention into whatever we're doing, whatever we want to see more of. If you don't want to be poor, don't invest attention to being poor and the reasons why you're poor. I mean, don't ignore your bills, but don't invest your attention on more bills. Invest your attention on more money. It's just amazing how simple it all sounds, but yet we don't put it all together. And then allowing. Let go and let God. Let go and let love. Let go, surrender. It's like it all makes sense. We have to let go of our old ego programs and patterns. But those 7 things in a row, or any one of them at any given time, can shift somebody's light, shift someone's life, shift someone's energy, and open up that third eye. Because the third eye is where the intuitive knowing comes from.
That's how you're going to see those things. Give me a charger. That's how you're going to see them and recognize them when they show up for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And you know, and then as you're working for that and towards that, then you know that's what's going to put it in line for you. And then you're going to be aware enough to see it, and then you're going to be aware of the world around you, so you can make more money. You can see an opportunity. You know,
you see information, resources, and opportunities that before you didn't even think were there.
Because it's not there. Because if there was a big sign that said do this and it'll make you $1 million, everybody would do it, right? So you have to see that in your brain or in your consciousness in the third eye. So maybe that's why they call it the third eye. You know, so
some people call it the crown chakra. I'm writing my.
It's actually important in the brain. What do they call that little thing in the brain?
The pineal gland.
That one, yeah. And science doesn't know what it does, right? Like really, it's kind of like a mystery.
The crystals in the pineal gland are mysterious. So are the microbacteria in the gut microbiome. Like we have some mysterious occurrences in our body, and part of that is our alignment with consciousness and opening ourselves up to that higher intelligence and that higher intuition. That's why if you get an intuitive spark to write something, call someone, do something, ask a question, to take an action, and you ignore that.
Yeah, the action. So then you ignore the action. You didn't see it. Like, oh, it's not that important right now.
Even though your whole gut body.
Yeah, but it takes action.
You got to take an action.
It takes everything. Yeah.
And it's usually going to be a new action you're not used to taking. It'll feel unfamiliar. Like, what good is this going to do? Like, why should I bother doing that? I mean, what is going outside right now to stretch going to do? I mean, what is calling this person I haven't called in a while going to do? What is watching this video that just somehow sparked me going to do? It's intuitive knowing feels different than the must-dos, have-tos, gotta-dos, should-dos. It feels different than the to-do list. It's almost like a vibrational knowing. Like you vibrate almost. Like that's the best way I can say it physically, but you feel it in your body and you sense it in your being.
And even when it's hard, you keep going. You're like, this is going to be worth it in the end. Yeah, I'll have the body I want. I'll have the money I want. I'll be able to go on vacation, buy the house, send my kids to college. Like, it's like, I know it's hard and it sucks. So, yeah. But you intuitively keep going.
Why is it so hard for somebody to lose body fat? Why is it so hard for somebody to get out of debt and become wealthy? Why is it so hard for somebody to be in a loving, mutually empowering relationship? There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of resources. There's a lot of examples. There's a lot of coaches.
Why would, somebody watch this video and listen to, two jackasses like us talk about it?
Well, no one is. No one is watching it right now, Josh.
Well, maybe later. Okay, then why are we doing this? What's the fucking point?
Intuition. You had an intuitive hit. We had an intuitive hit to talk in that hotel room in some city in Texas, and you had an intuitive hit to say we should do a podcast, and I said, "Huh, that feels right. Let's see what happens." And we've been doing it ever since. And we don't get to decide what's going to become of it. That's not our job. Our job is to follow our intuitive hit.
Right.
So here is the statement. Ready? When gets delayed when the who is not ready.
Yeah.
When it happens, gets delayed if the who is not ready. Here's another one. How gets delayed when the what is not clear. So all we need to know is who we're becoming and what we desire. I don't know about you, but I want lots of people to see our conversations and benefit from it and ask us questions that only we can answer through our perspective. And I want to be a person that people want to listen to. That's the what I want to become. And what does that sound?
I think it's me.
Oh, it's definitely you. But I'm wondering what it sounds like a bullfrog looking at some stuff.
But it was important for me to shut my late day down to make sure I was here with you. Because we started this and it's important. I'm acting on the action. Can you hear me?
It's not pleasant to hear you now. It's there's this it sounds like there's a gerbil or animal or bullfrog having digestive issues of some type. And so it's hard to hear you right now. It looks like you're good.
No, I'm out.
Oh.
You hear me?
You have this interesting background sound. It goes, and when you watch the replay, you'll hear it. It sounds like Ewoks on having a PTSD moment. So note to self, the Wi-Fi reception traveling in Missouri is not very good. Well, Josh is gone, but the backlash is gone too, which is a good thing. If you are curious about what I was sharing earlier, I invite you to visit our free school group. And here is the actual post I was talking about. And in case you want to know how to get there, you can simply go to school, and that's school.com at true-freedom. Go right into the True Freedom community, and there it is. See, the purpose agenda with Tom and Josh is happening now. And then there's a whole classroom in there for you. Feel good now. I am Awareness Accelerator. Lots of cool stuff. 9 steps to release body fat, prosperity on purpose. So I put this together to help people have true freedom. And true freedom for me is really freedom from our old programs of thinking and believing and the energy that those thoughts and beliefs produce, and inevitably the outcomes that those thoughts and beliefs produce. So to wrap this up, unless Josh comes back again, which you never know, he's in Missouri, an Arkansas guy in Missouri. I love you, Josh. Josh was saying that he shows up even if he's on the road and driving and reception is poor because it's something he decided to do. It is something he decided to do out of intuition, felt inspired to do it. He committed to it, and now he takes the action and shows up. Even though no one's watching it, and no one may even watch the replay, he shows up. And I show up because every time I express myself during these podcasts, I'm becoming the Dr. Tom version of me that I've always known was in there. I've always known that I have a gift, a purpose to share with others, and it definitely involves helping them, but not by pretending like I have it all figured out or I'm a superhero or anything like that, by saying I have gone through some shit and none of it broke me or killed me or destroyed me. All of it actually taught me something new that I didn't know before that I can help share with others. Learning from the metaphysics part, things that happen that are undesirable, unpleasant, they're just unpleasant, sort of like getting the ultimatum, either perform and start closing sales or you're fired, getting divorced, watching my savings account dwindle. Those are all opportunities to say, okay, what am I going to choose? Am I going to choose to align and use awareness, attention, alignment to actually rise to the occasion? Or am I going to let it overstimulate my central nervous system so much, get in fight or flight, where I'm stressed all the time and I'm rushing, trying to do it and figure it out, trying to defend myself, make alibis and excuses? All of that is like a habitual reaction, a habitual thought and feeling, and none of it works. So it doesn't feel good to know you're failing at your job. It doesn't feel good to know that the numbers that I'm getting are not helping the company I work for. They're not helping me. They're not helping the people I talk to. That doesn't feel good. But it's okay not to feel pleasant all the time. That unpleasant feeling is a messenger that either I'm on the wrong track or either it's time to realign my energy systems and direct attention elsewhere. So that starts with awareness. Awareness is the superpower that allows us to sort of create some space and separate from what's happening, what we're experiencing, especially if there's a lot of thoughts and emotions around it, and become the observer. I am awareness that is observing my life experience. And when we become the observer, we can see it objectively. We can see it with love. We can see it without judgment. And then new portals, opportunities, and pathways become visible. So it's a matter of becoming the awareness. And it's also making a decision. I have decided to knuckle down, super focus, go back to the drawing board, and close 20 enrollments a month for the rest of my time. And that's till the end of this year, to do so well, I keep my position, and to do so well that she hates to see me go at the end of the year because I rose to the occasion with love, light, and awareness instead of running from the situation and making a bunch of excuses. In the past, if an employer like this, if a supervisor said, dude, you're kind of sucking. If you keep sucking, I have to let you go. That hurts my feelings, that activates my nervous system, and I want to run the other way before they can actually reject me. I would rather quit and make up a bunch of reasons and excuses and alibis and save myself from being rejected. But that's not me. That's not true. And that's not what I'm doing. Hey, that's not me. That's not true. And that's not what I'm going to do. But sometimes things feel crappy. And that's okay. That's okay. And that's probably the most valuable lesson I've learned through these years. Sometimes life is unpleasant. It feels unpleasant. The reactions from others, not pleasant. The way I view it, not pleasant. But that's temporary moment in time. It's not forever. It's temporary. Unless I keep fixating on it and fixating on why me? Why did this happen? Oh, what's going to happen next? Oh, I hope this doesn't happen. I hope this is no. Okay. Instead of why me, it's like, what now? What can I do now? Allowing, aligning, awareness, knowing my aspiration, having, abundancing. I cannot tell you how many times a day I just get up and go, boom, 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 do a little abundant dance. Abundancing, just dancing as if everything is precisely, perfectly working in my favor. And deciding that what I do for my greater good and the greater good of others. And that it's my job to guide people to a decision that helps them, helps me, and helps the good of the world. So I got punched in the mouth this week. And it hurt. And it was time to make a decision again, to recommit and go all in, or to make excuses and alibis and run the other way. And every decision matters. What we decide to direct our attention to at this exact moment, what we're aware of at this exact moment, what we're connected with at this exact moment is determining what we'll experience in the next moments. Like the life I'm living right now is all based on the past. All of it. The life you're living right now, based on the past. All of our past thoughts, emotions, decisions, goals, aspirations, energetic frequencies, it created now. So right now we are living from the past. That's why if we set an aspiration of what we actually want by becoming the person who has that. We don't get what we want by doing more. We get what we want by becoming more. And I'll repeat it. When we get what we want is delayed by us not becoming the who we want. How to get what we want, knowing how to get what we want, is delayed by not having clarity on what we want. So get clear on what you want. Tom Miller, get clear on what you want. I want to be the type of salesperson who enrolls 20 people a month. I want to be a spiritual, metaphysical guide that helps guide people to decisions that give them clarity, joy, love, prosperity. Align, embody that energetic identity. Allow the guidance, the information, the people, the practices, allow those to come in. And keep taking aligned action. Actions that align with what you actually want to accomplish. It's not a passive experience. And the more space we create, the better we receive higher intelligence and intuition. The better we receive non-physical energy assistance. Abraham or Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks, they say, think better feeling thoughts. Ask better feeling questions. But sometimes it's a matter of calming down the thinking mind and allowing intuitive knowledge, higher intelligence to have its way with us. Because when we do that, it impacts every cell in our body, our brain cells, and we intuitively know what to do in situations that used to baffle us. I think that's from my old AA and NA days. But it's true, there's a higher knowing than what I have in this brain. Like Einstein said, we can't solve our problems with the same level of thinking, consciousness that created them. But the moment we decide that we are going after a certain goal, aspiration, vision, purpose, and we decide it, and we start assuming the characteristics, behaviors, values, beliefs, and feelings of that identity, and we align, which also means embody, integrate with that energetic version of ourselves, then the allowing starts. We start allowing new opportunities and situations into our lives. All right. I'm Tom Miller, Coach Tom, soon to be Dr. Tom. If you go to my school group, you can see the thesis I recently completed. I'm now working on my dissertation, which is all about the energetic operating systems of us humans, taking into account neuroenergetic alignment technique and the Enneagram, that in a way that is basically the energy director of consciousness. So it basically is the merging of science and spirituality, and it explains how consciousness works. I spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff, studying this stuff, and writing about this stuff. And if I was able to help one person just expand their consciousness a slight bit to think about things differently, then my work here is work well done. Thank you. I love you. And love is an energy that's super powerful. Everything's energy, everything's connected. And love is perhaps the strongest connecting energy, whether you see the person or not. Well, wait, I don't love anyone. No one loves me. Yes, love is simply unconditional being. All right, I can go on a whole tangent about that. Invest your energy wisely. Invest your attention wisely. You have a special gift and this unlimited amount of access to potential because you were put on this planet to share your gift. And the further you get along the line of consciousness expanding, the more you level up your light, the more others will benefit from your gift. So go forth, do well, share your gift. Thank you. I love you.